Apuka.
Sorri. In English?
Don't say. Enye engume. Okay, this is the way it goes. 2 people voted. Eu, he. Does that make sense to everyone? So it's gonna show a word, 10 seconds, and then you have to choose what it is in Portuguese on your device. And then we'll see who's the best. So let's see. All right, Gura was the fastest. Gura. Gus, second fastest. Sax and Erusu, I did not get an answer from you, unfortunately. All right, 2 of 16. Aipotad. Go. Aipotad. Aipotad. Eu como, eu o vejo, eu o quero, eu falo. Eu o quero. Aipotad. All right.
Max, Super Max.
Erusu. Erusu is coming up. All right. Ready for the next question? The next question is Awatá. Aguatá. Eu como, eu bebo água. Eu corro.
Aguatá.
Eu caminho. Aguatá, eu caminho. Muito bem. Very good. Let's see. Who's best? Wow, Gura. No one can beat Gura. How are you gonna beat him? He has a streak with 3 correct. Alright, let's continue. Anhemonguetá. Anhemonguetá. Eu o uso. Eu o acho. Estou triste. Eu penso. Which one is the most correct? Eu penso. Wow. Gura is at top. Sax has yet to answer. Aikuab. 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 Ereikuab pe. Aikuab.
God knows. God knows I want
someone
to
answered wrong. Alright, let's see. Who goes up? Only Gura got that correct. Look at that. Asepiak. Asepiak. Eu caminho. Oh, wow, everybody. Eu o vejo. That's the easiest verb. Easy. Everybody got that one. Very good. Shearuru. Shearuru.
I'm sad.
I'm sad.
I think I can speak in English.
Yeah.
It's not a tip. It's not a tip.
Very good. Akaru. Akaru. Eu como. Intransitive verb. Intransitive. Nobody's gonna beat Gura. Gura
Já
Kanga.
sentou bem. Matheus Neenga.
Anya
Tempi.
Anya Ing. Anya Ing. What does this mean in Portuguese? Eu falo.
It's good to for us to speak in Tupi language.
Yes, it is good.
Abato Sendubi and then Enga. In Matheus, where?
Yeah, Gustavo.
Isso aí por uma coentela.
Alright, Gura. Very good, very good. 10 out of 16. Ah-ooh. 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 Very good.
Ere, eikol. Ere.
Be Munyangatu Cheirungue. Cheirungue. Be Munyangatu.
Anyan.
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 Opa combo oyepe. Anyan.
Anyan.
Abanyaenga. Abanyaenga. Induba. Upacombo. Yepe.
Anyan na
Upacombo.
puan. Anyan pei. Anyan na sapi. Anyan kolite.
Aiko. Aiko.
Aiko. Oye ika ape. Asa oye ika ape asa.
There we go.
E
Everybody's
irata
getting
ayar.
it now.
Chanya inga.
13 of 16. Aiporu.
It's hard. Use it.
I use. There we go. 14 out of 16.
Aikote vemba eresse.
Aikote bemba erese.
Aikote vem.
Aikote be.
Eidares. Time is over. Ara o papo, mano.
Ooh.
Shit to pang, ué.
There's still a
Oh my
chance.
god.
Eirusu Gurad couldn't answer. 15 of 16. Eu gosto de algo. Oh, whoops, I messed this up.
Oops. Taikatu. Ok. Apuan. Pui. Apuan.
Sheapusuk mba erese. Sheapusuk mba erese.
Shipi. Otete koi kobo.
Okay, last question. Aimo ung. Aimo ung.
I think. Oh no!
No! So
So
who's the winner? Number 3, Gus.
Gus!
Good job, Gus. Number 2, Eirusu. Number 3.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Moang, it's supor, pensar, crer, imaginar, presumir também.
Translations are bad.
Sim, o Moang ele também serve para falar sobre supor, pensar, crer, imaginar, presumir, julgar, considerar. Então também tem essa conotação aí.
I'm Moang. Okay, congratulations, everyone. Gora, you speak the most Tupi. You're a little bird here, somehow.
Kiangwa, speaking in Tupi language, erei kokatuete, pei kokatuete, shera psharetagua.
Pekukatuerete. But in this class, we're not yet at this level, Homildo Way. We're not yet at this level. This is an English-speaking class. We have other resources where we only speak Tupi, like in the CBP chat. But here we focus on practicing English and Tupi at the same time. Learning Tupi while practicing English. So the results here, we got a nice fun game. I'm gonna try to make more of those games. I think those games are fun. What do you think, Gustavo? Did you already know all those verbs, or did you learn some?
I actually learned some, but I have seen most of those verbs. I knew most of those verbs, but some of those I got like, well, I've seen this before. I don't know it, like for sure, but I think it might be this, and yeah, I think I've got closer. It was so much better than I thought it would be. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, great. I think now would be fun if we take some of those verbs and we try to use them in a sentence. What do you think? So if I get my
Gustavo Gus e Pecosu, Gustavo Moraes, the Gus.
It's me.
Xeroribin de Coapa. Xeroribin de Coapa.
Okay, thanks. Should have done that.
Shirurub.
Nequapa.
Vabbè, ce la devi mettere.
Nequapa.
Quapa. Pa.
Quapa. Shirurub nequapa.
Catute.
Me alegro. Oh no. I am happy to know you. I'm happy to know you, Shirurub nequapa. So this verb is I quab. Homildo gave me this idea to write the verbs like this. I think it's good. It's good because it's like the first conjugation, and then it also tells you, with this, it tells you whether or not it's pluriform. Like this one is to know, to understand. This one is, everyone got this one right really fast. Asepiak, to see, watch. So these ones are good. So if you want to use this, Gustavo, let's try to conjugate this and let's try to write the sentence in Tupi. I saw a bird. How do we write that?
Shewera sepyak.
She gura sepyak.
Ah.
Like that?
Can I say like she asepyak?
You want to say?
Guira.
You say she
Ixé.
asepyak gura, like this?
Guira. Yeah. Doesn't need the chef.
You don't need she. Just like that.
Asepyak guira.
There you
Okay.
go. Asepyak gura. Just like that. I saw a bird. Now, something interesting, which I think is good for us to talk about now, since it's just mostly just us here, is what if we say, I saw a bird flying? How would we say that?
Guira bebe. Asepyak guira bebe. I don't know the gerund to this.
Gura bebe. Like that? Yeah, the gerund form is interesting, right? Because it's like when we talk about a gerund form, basically the gerund form is going to take the verb stem, and then it's going to have some prefix on it. It's always going to have some prefix on it. Now, the prefix, when it's an intransitive verb, is going to refer to the subject of the verb, whereas the prefix for the transitive verb refers to the object. Just like with the nominal form of verbs. It's a very similar thing like that. So if we go look at the verb form for bébé here, we see voir, bébé, intransitive verb, right? And so if you look at the gerund form for intransitive verb, it says e o bebebo, like that. O bebebo. And you can see one here, right here. Ubu turubo, gui bebebo, ace tupi, mongai papa. Pelos montes voando, fui para fazer pecar os tupi. That's funny. So this is in the gerund. This is in the gerund form. This is gui bebebo, I flew. Me flying, or so I fly. So if this is gura, what do you think the gerund form for this one would look like?
Tichegue. Chanimusarai. Tichegue. Chanimusarai.
Chanimusarai. So this
Xerimimbo e imo. Xeremimboei.
You're not learning?
Ishai.
Yeah, so the gerund form here.
Oyei.
Basically, it's. I'm showing you how to use the dictionary to find this. You sign flying, and so I see the bird flying. Obebebo. So you can put this like this. Obebebo. So how do you feel about this one, Mateus Cue? The sentence as it is like this.
Well, the only thing that makes me feel a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable about that is that I think that the gerund form would be to use that. It would be necessary to have the same subject from the two phrases. You know,
Yeah.
like in the first phrase, we would have to have the third person too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's something that I agree with is that the subjects of the gerund form always has to be auxiliary to this. So how would you say this without the gerund form?
For whom is the question?
You can answer it, Romildo.
We can put the postposition ran after bebê. Sepiak gura vevereme. Sepiak gura bebê. Unipo. Sepiak gura bebê. Gura o bebê? Gura bebê. Sepiak gura bebê.
Yeah, so we could just say
It's
gura
good.
bebê. This one would be without the gerund. Asepiak gura bebê would just be I saw the flight of the bird, right? Rather than saying I saw a bird flying. I saw the flight of the bird. Do you agree with that, Romildo or Mateus? Mateus is like sending the thumbs up. And then and then the gurabe. Bebememe, bebereme, right? Bebereme.
But the object should be different. Emuna. Asepiak kunyan gura bebereme. Asepiak muaimba e. Asepiak other thing. I saw when I saw another thing, I can use this form of conjugation. But as it's another thing, not gura bebe. It's good to say asepiak gura bebe konipo asepiak kunyan gura bebereme.
Okay. Kunya bebeme. Okay. Well, I think the best answer is just to say asepiak gurabebe, and we don't have to think about actually putting it into a gerund form, because the gerund form has to agree with what you're saying. So that's a really tricky thing about tupi. I saw the bird flying, right? And then I guess the other thing would be like when I saw the bird flying, I was happy. How about that one?
That's good.
What do you think about? Let's let Gustavo try this one first.
Yes.
We have I'm happy is right here. Shirudub. Shirudub. We have the bird flying is here.
Yeah. So, Shiruru. Wirabebe. Reme.
Yeah. Gurabebe. Reme.
Shiruru.
Shirorub. So this says, what does this say, Romildo? What did Gustavo just create?
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Great.
What about that?
Yeah.
So this is good. This says when the flight of the bird, because in the circumstance of the bird flying, I became happy, right? But the sentence we were trying to translate was when I saw the bird flying, I was happy. So it's going to be a little bit different, right? A little bit different.
Ipeco suindaremimbo tupi paparete.
Shegurare.
Enga monyanga.
I would say this one like she gura bebe de biakeme, like that. What do you think about that one, Humildo?
When I saw the bird flying, I was happy.
Shegura bebe de biakeme sheruru. Or gura bebe reme sheruru. That one's easier. Then you just take away that. It means the same thing.
The sentence is very hard.
Yeah.
You are
Those
very
are hard
good.
sentences.
This knowledge.
The reason
It makes more sense, as you said, like you have to like. I was happy when I saw the bird fly, so I forgot the sepiak. So yeah, the last sentence is more accurate to the one we were translating.
Yeah, that one is just because of the translation. It gets across the same idea. The bird's flight made me happy when I saw the bird fly. Right? The piak eme. Just like that. Gura bebe she gura bebe de piak eme. Sheroru. And so I just wanted to talk about this because it seems like right now we got mostly advanced people in the class. I apologize to you, Sash, but I'm not sure if you're here or not. But I hope you're getting something out of this. But I thought it would be interesting since we have Homildo here to talk about some of these more advanced sentence structures. And I also thought it would be interesting to talk about the quapa and the stuff in here because there's some things that Homildo writes in here which I think are very useful when we're thinking about tupi. And so, have you taken a chance to read this yet, Gustavo?
Yes, and it's great. It's really good. I haven't like read it front to back, and not even like in a straight line.
Yeah.
But I've looked at it, and every time I have to search for something that it's hard to find in the dictionary, or is it just a neologism? I go to the Whopper, and it's been great. It's been helping a lot.
Perfect. That's great. Yeah, so the one thing I wanted to highlight here is this idea of equality and equivalency in Tupi. And I think this is something that gets underutilized a lot by people when they're coming in from Portuguese and English and stuff, is that they think, oh, I have to say, I am Kian, right? I have to say something like, Ishe Kian Aiko, like Aiko, something like that, Aiko. Which that's not how we talk, that's not how we think in Tupi. We think in terms of equivalency. So I think one of the most useful things in Tupi is when you think about adjectives and modifying things. Equality and equivalency is a very underutilized tool by beginners, and so the biggest thing is just to think about the default space between two nouns in Tupi is a copula. That's the best way to think about it, is like the fact that there's two nouns right next to each other. Cunha, that's a noun, that means woman. Moromboesara, that's a noun we see because it ends with a or a vowel. We see that those two things are noun. The fact that there's a space between them, that just means, that automatically means that there's some sort of equivalency going on here, right? So when you see this, Cunha Moromboesara, the fact that it's an M is also another reason why you see that it's an equivalency. If this was a P, then that would be relação genitiva. You see, that's what pluriform helps us to distinguish, is between the equivalency versus the genitiva. If we had something that said Cunha Poromboesara with a P instead of an M, then that means the teacher of the woman, right? The teacher of the woman. Whereas the fact that it's an M means we're saying Kunya Morombo Esara as if it was a title, right? It's like when we say Dr. Professor Keon or Dr. Finbo. You know, we put those names together. We don't have to say the doctor who is this man, or we don't have to say copula. We just put the titles together. So when I think of the equivalency in Tupi, I always think of titles and the way that titles work in English and Portuguese. You just say the title and then the name. Cunha Morombo Esara. And you can just keep adding words into that phrase. You can just keep adding them in to create this longer and longer title until you get specific enough that you feel like your point has been across, right? You've made your point. So that's an interesting thing. And then of course there's the sequences. This works pretty similar to how it works in in Portuguese. You can kind of comma things out. Same in English. Just like in this answer. And then you have the genitive relationship. And so I really like the way that the Potiguara Quapa like puts these three things out of how, sometimes when nouns are next to each other, it's an equivalence relationship, and sometimes it's a genitive relationship. And understanding that has a lot to do with understanding the pluriform, and it also has a lot to do with understanding just context of how you put things around each other. So it's a pretty interesting thing. And then there's a part about juxtaposition. So let's look at this juxtaposition. Ishe Guarinin Abaete Potinguara. Mateus, what does that mean?
I am a warrior. I am an indigenous man or woman, and I am Potiguara.
Yeah, exactly. Tapuya Kanindepe Ae Aba Abaete Shukuru. So, it's an interesting thing because you can look at this and say, okay, Ae Aba Abaete Shukuru, and you can say, okay, this Shukuru, is that an adjective? Right? Like, is that an adjective? And what is it modifying if it is an adjective? Is this shukuru, like it's saying, okay, if we translate to Portuguese, it's saying indígena shukuru. In Portuguese, it's very clear that this is an adjective. It's modifying the word indígena. But in Tupi, that's not so clear. Shukuru is not necessarily an adjective of abaete, right? It could be, but in reality, all of these spaces are just equal signs. Ae equals aba equals abaete equals shukuru. They're all equal together, right? Not one of those things is a noun. Not one of those things is an adjective. They're all descriptive words. It's hard to define it, Like how does it feel when I call someone abaete? Is that a noun or an adjective? It's difficult. It's not easy. I guess that's different than composition, right? Whereas in composition, we're not doing this whole equal sign thing. We're actually modifying the root, right? And that's a very different thing when we actually compose the roots here. So if I say Pitanga Mirim versus Pitanguin, what's the difference between those two things? Or Cunhatai Mirim or Cunhatai In. There's not too much of a difference there, right? It's funny because Cunhatai In already has a diminutive, right? Is that a diminutive, Romildo?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like Cunhatai Mirim. Two diminutives. It's cute.
Cunha, Atan, I. I
Cunha
think so.
Atan como forte, right? Like
Yes.
Atan
Pa.
I. Cunha atan I. That's so cute. So you can just keep adding these onto the roots. Baepuera. Piranha. Piraranha. This is a really nice distinction here. Piranha, o dente do peixe. Piranha, dente de peixe. Right? Piranha.
Kiangué.
Yeah.
Eu acho que essa parte aí é importante refletir sobre a forma de falar, a entonação, que talvez dê dica. Por exemplo, apiava, apiava a oba, apiava a oba, de apiabaúba, apiabaúba. Imagino que haja uma distinção na entonação para clarear, para ver se é uma composição ou justaposição. Caso que não tem nenhum elemento que faça distinção.
Aplava a oba. Aplava a oba. Aplava a oba. I say it like that. So we have roupa de homem, aplava a oba. Aplava a oba. Né?
Apiabaúba, it's shorter, faster.
Aplava a oba. Aplava a oba.
Apiabaúba?
Aplava a oba? Aplava a oba? Aplava a oba. Aplava a oba. Aplava a oba. It's because, I mean, in this word, in theory, like this, it's like aplava a oba, right? There's two tones. Right? That's what you're trying to tell me? So we have like aplava a oba, right? Aplava a oba. Whereas here, we actually lose the tone of one of them, right? So we get it like this. Aplava oba. Do you agree with me? So here there's two tones. Here there's one. Is that what you're trying to say?
Apiabaúba? Apiabaúba?
Yeah.
Very, very little difference.
Little difference, but I can hear it when you say it. Aplava oba. Aplava oba. It's hard.
She apiabaúba. She apiabaúba.
Yeah.
She apiabaúba.
She apiabaúba. She apiabaúba.
She apiabaúba. She apiabaúba in the second
conjugation. She apiabaúba ou she aoba, né? She aoba, she apiabaúba. She apiabaúba. I have.
She apiabaúba. Conipó. She aoba. Aoba. The second conjugation.
She aoba. She aoba. Ou she aoba. That's the big difference, is when you take the A, you get a verb, stated verb versus a noun. All right. Yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, was the equivalency. So if I want to say, let's try to come up with some fun phrases here. So let's say something like, what's her name? Haisa. She just won the Olympic medal. Olympian, skateboarder, 16 years old. How can we say this in Tupi? Is that her name? Haisa? Am I spelling this right? Haisa Olympian. How do you spell it? Yeah, I'm right.
Nemusaraitara. Nemusaraitara. Nemusaraitarete. Nemusaraitarete.
So we can just say, we can call her Cunha.
Olympian, Tupã, Zeus, Recuá, Agüera.
Female Olympian. Cunhatan. Cunhatan. What do you want to call Olympian? What do you think, Gustavo? Do you have any ideas? Olympian. How do we translate this?
Well, I don't
16
know.
years old. Kunyamuku?
Kunyambuku. Oh yeah,
Olimpo,
Kunyambuku
yeah.
does mean like 16 years old. That's such a specific. It also means 15. Yeah, Kunyamuku. Mocinha de 12 até 15 anos. Kunyamukuin. Kunyamukun. Okay, so we have Kunyambuku. Olympian. What could that be? What do you think, Mateus? 16 would be what? I always go to here to find it. So let's see. Bo.
Wombo coin right now.
Mwambo Mocoin.
Wombo coin.
No, she has Mwambo Mocoin right now? Alright. Mwambo Mocoin. There we go. That's good. Mwambo Mocoin.
It's 17.
Yeah, I read the wrong one. Wombo Yepe.
Yes. Let's update this. 17 years old. How do we say years old? Kunyambuku Mwambo Mocoin.
Konipo
Mocoin do U.
Akaju?
We'll do do U.
Konipo Akaju.
Konipo Akayu.
Akaju.
Tiakwatia ro U. Ro U. Quem tem, né? Quem tem. Quem tem 17 anos.
Uberikova.
Uberekova.
Oerekova. Skateboarder. Skateboarder.
Skate Revikokara. Não,
Skate é o quê?
Skate e virar. Skate amor e virar. E vai Siricaba. E virar
There is a
Siricaba.
word
Siricaba.
for to drive, something like that. But I don't know if it would be a good word for to skate.
E virar Siricaba.
É bicoque. É bicoque. É bicocaba. Assim? Até bicocaba.
Revikokara, like the person who
Skate,
drives the
prancha. O que é prancha?
I don't know.
Isso aí virar.
Iberá?
Pá.
Iberá é...
Siricaba. E virar Siricaba.
Suricara.
choice. My choice.
Suruk. Correr. Deslizar, vazar. Afastar. Surikara. Okay, let's try that. Virar surikara. Olimpiano. Olimpiana. O que é Olimpiadas?
Let me try. Tupan rese. Nimosaraitarete. Tupan rese nimosaraitarete. Konipan nimosaraite. Olimpíadas recendoara. Tupan Zeus.
Tupan recuava Nhemosaranha.
Tupan remosaraia. Tupan recoaguera rese.
Tuban,
Nemosaraitarete.
butura, butura.
Pá. Tecoaba.
Eu acho que. I think.
Tupanibiruera. Tupã. Tupã recebe Nemosaraitarete. Short
Ok.
here.
Esarai, esquecer. Nhemosarai, esquecer de si. Brincar, divertir-se. A se Coarapucu. Nhemosaraia. Coarapucui. Todo mundo. How do you say this? Game of the whole world.
Opa. Ara. Opa Ibi.
Opatawa. Tabusutuba.
Opatabaracé. Nemosaraitarete. Opatabaracé. Opataba. Opatequaba. Recé. Corecé, esse recé aí, ele pode-se dizer que em muitas construções neológicas ele pode ser omitido e criar-se uma relação genitiva para simplificar, para evitar um complemento circunstancial do substantivo.
Opataba Nemosaraitara.
Pá.
Seriba Raissa. Muan. O que era? Mambo. O que era? Eu esqueci já. Mambo Mocoin.
16.
Ok. Kunyambuku Mambo Mocoin ro o ere o gue rekoba Uburasu Kara Opataba Nemoro Saraitara Seriba Raissa. Okay, let's see. We can add one more thing to this, I bet. Bronze medalist. She's the winner of a bronze medal. Third place. What do we say for third place bronze medal? Do we have a word for bronze? How do you say bronze in Portuguese?
Itaiba. Itaiubaíba.
Itapitanga. What is prata is Itaiutinga, Itaiupitanga.
Catueté.
Bronze, Português. Bronze é a mesma coisa. Bronze. Não tem outra palavra? Oxi.
Itapitanga. Very good.
Itapitanga. Medal. Something you win.
Pitanga children.
Pitanga.
Kids.
Itapitanga. Medal winner. How do we say that? Itapitanga bronze winner. Vencedor. Moroitukara.
Moroitucarete.
Itukara. Ituk. Lançar.
Sure.
Itaputangitukara. Vencedor de bronze. O que você acha disso?
It's not good. It's not so good. Itapitanga parece Moroitikara.
Eito, cara.
The object. It's not the Ita. It's Moro. It's Poro. Ele bem objeto direto por Wabo.
Objeto direto é o quê? Verbo transitivo.
Moro puro.
Moro.
Pá.
Moro e... assim. Oxi. Agora sim. Itapetanga, Moroitucara.
Itapitangaré Moroitikara or Itapitanga Poroitikara. Itapitangaré Moroitikara Konipo Itapitanga. It's good. It's very good. We're trying to use this kind of sentence circumstances before the noun.
Okay, there we go. We created a long title for somebody. Kunyambuku muambo bomokoin ro u ogwerekoba Ubirasirikara opatava nyemosaraitara Itaputanga poroitukara Seruba Raíssa. Perfect.
Wait. Please
What?
wait. Please wait. Raíssa Seriba Konipo Raíssa Yaba. Raíssa Seriba but it's a kind of estilo, né? Não sei se é necessário, mas o nome, que tem o nome Raíssa, costumava vir na literatura depois, mas aí fica a critério do estilo mesmo. Raíssa Seribae.
É estilo mesmo. Raíssa Seribae.
It's
Acho
good.
que é melhor com Raíssa no fim, né? Seribae. Raíssa! Assim, né? Pode ser Raíssa Seribae. Não tem o mesmo efeito. Okay, very good. We did this all together. So that's the class. We did a Kahoots quiz. We talked about equivalency, and we did some interesting neologism stuff. And I recorded it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna paste it in CBP2P, and we'll see if anybody can translate this back to Portuguese or English for us. We'll see how good of the neologisms they are, because if nobody can translate it without our help, then it sucks. It's a waste of our time. Right? All right.
Ai kugwabete kian shirori bete kegwite kobo peiruna muterei kokatu ne ajuriko.
Oyebete nereko rese oyebete Sheirungwe Humildo, Sheirungwe Mateus, Sash, Gustavo Abe, Oyebete Eirusu.
Ipecuçu, Gus, Ipecuçu.
Nein.